For all of you at home, I apologize. I don't like the setup of my camera on my laptop, but it's kind of what we have to deal with. Skylar and I joined now by Coach Whitworth, winning coach tonight, obviously.
Yeah, we're excited about
How's that feel to be 2-0?
It's good. It's a good start, I expected. So, yeah,
Good.
needs to be that way.
So I feel like in the past with the women's lacrosse team here at SVU, it's kind of been back surprises. You're not sure what you're going to get game to game or season to season, no matter how much talent is on the field. This a little more consistent and a little more driven towards success. Do you kind of feel the same thing?
I think that expectations have been laid out from the get-go, not only on a collective basis, but on an individual basis. And so each player out there knows exactly what they need done. And then, two, I think that they've seen their potential, both in practices and then obviously come game time, second half of Virginia Wesleyan, and then little bits and pieces, moments of tonight. So I think that they are now, expecting themselves to meet that standard every single day. So
it's awesome.
It is awesome.
So something I wanted to ask you just real quick. So early on in this game, we saw freshman contributor Alyssa Johnson, who just, I believe, got CIC Player of the Week.
Yes.
She got back-to-back yellows and actually got disqualified in the first half. So obviously that's going to change the way you play. The rest of the game, it's going to change everything.
Right.
What coaching adjustments or what did you tell your players in that moment to kind of try to rally them around to not try to have them hang their heads on that?
Well, I think that luckily enough for us, momentum didn't change too much with Alyssa not being in, and then especially because all 7 offensive players can put the ball in the back of the net. And we've seen that time and time again. So I think that they know what to do. I think we just had to make the adjustments according to what the officials were, calling. And I think that and Alyssa she's a big momentum player for us. And so I think that tonight, luckily, we had a couple of other players really step up. The defensive unit looked fantastic, and they really helped with that momentum piece. And then I think Chloe Mitchell did a really nice job about picking it up and just, streaming it along.
For sure, yeah. We just actually spoke to Chloe Mitchell. Had an incredible game. Back-to-back incredible games.
Yes.
For sure.
She is really stepping up. I'm excited about Chloe.
That's good. Yeah, she seemed really pumped up, really excited about how everything goes. And we talked about going for the future. I actually asked her the question. I said, so what are you excited for going on? She's like, everything. I'm excited for everything. So she seemed super pumped. Definitely have the ability to get your team, pumped up and, looking good. So definitely incredible game today. Loved watching them play today.
I kind of wanted to go back to what you mentioned about momentum. Obviously, 2-0, having good momentum going forward in the season. You got 2 wins. But specifically between the 2 games, you had that massive 5-goal run at the end of the second half against Wesleyan to put that game away, which is just indicative of the resiliency of the team. And you also had a really quick start to the game today, winning a lot of the majority of the draws, being able to get a lot of really good looks in transition. How do you maintain that mental edge going between games like that, Coach, to help the team kind of stay on that level?
I think for us, it's just that we don't nothing else will be tolerated. If that kind of winning is fun and the girls get a taste of their success day in and day out. Yeah. So, but we're going to keep it up too. This isn't changing. So we're excited.
For sure. And I'll bet it's nice to be able to keep that edge up with, we were talking about this kind of, we were walking in here, the increased skill level of the team this year. I think last year there was a lot of we would get a good stop and we're happy with defense and we're happy with some of the stuff happening on offense. But in the middle, it was anytime there was a pass over 5 yards, it was kind of is that going to get completed? Is that going to, but this year, they're seeing angles. They're kind of tic-tac-toe passing their way down the field. Is there anything you kind of have done to influence that? Or is that just the girls more putting in work and you being able to work with some better progress?
I think we've got the most talent this program has ever had, ever, first off. And then the second thing is that my job is to develop these players, so whatever they bring it to the table to just enhance, and to get their, strengths. But the biggest thing that we've really tried to implement as a coaching staff is trying to get them to be more confident in their abilities and recognize that I'm asking, with such a big senior class, they have a heavy load of pressure and expectations on them. Same thing with girls that are sophomores, with freshmen. Sydney Sewell tonight from California, Alyssa Johnson, again, that's an 18-year-old, 19-year-old fresh out of high school girl who we're asking to be a ball player and to be a momentum player for us. And Chloe Mitchell's another one, and Vacanti, who's only had 1 season under her belt. So these are they're awesome, but it's, we got to just keep going, but it is my job every day to develop that and to create practices that have as much game-like pressure as possible so that games feel light, fun, and easy almost. So
you mentioned those freshman contributors. A lot of people getting it done. Something I wanted to pull up. I think I counted 10 seniors on this roster right now. So not only do you have all these freshmen, sophomore contributors, but a handful of juniors and 10 seniors on your roster. How does that affect both, the overall gameplay, the way the team plays, and the underclassmen and how they play?
I think the best part is watching the seniors step up, shine, and commit to the role that they've, been designated to play this season. But the best part for me is watching, girls step up and know that they're pieces, but then the seniors to be supportive of those roles as well. That's awesome. And I think that says a lot about our senior class and their, commitment to success for this program in general.
Everything that goes into that, and having 9-10 seniors on your roster that have been a couple years under their belt of playing in that kind of environment with that kind of culture definitely helps the younger girls get right in to the environment that they're in. So next Friday you got Salem, big game coming in to BV. What are you expecting? What are you expecting from Salem to bring?
I'm expecting good competition. I'm expecting for us to tighten up, fine tune what we need to do before we go into conference play. So really making sure that matchups make sense, that our offensive possessions are a lot better, that our transitions are tightened up too. I know that we did mention that that's a step up from last year to this year, but I don't even think tonight was the full, capacity or the full potential to what we can bring. And so really just making sure that we maintain our game for the full 60 minutes. So that's what you can expect.
That's the toughest thing for athletes right there.
Yes.
And then after Salem, you're heading on the road for the entire month of March.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty cool. Not sure who set that up, but that should be fun.
It's a leftover schedule, but we're making it work and we're excited. And actually, I think Virginia Wesleyan proved that we play great when we're away. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. We asked the same. You guys had run them around at Chick-fil-A, getting them warming up. That's awesome.
Our strength and conditioning coach, we will run and make sure we've got fresh legs even when we're on the road. So,
that's good. Yeah. Awesome. Well.
Yeah.
One last thing I kind of want to ask. We asked Chloe about this as well, but kind of the highlight play of the night, the skip pass from Sydney over to Hannah King with the backhanded goal.
So it's funny because I have a thing to where I give the girls a couple of incentives, but I want to create an environment on the offensive end to where they can feel that they can be as creative as possible. And I know that it's in their wheelhouse, and now it's just about bringing that out. And I think it's a confidence builder for the girls. I want them to have that sort of confidence and sort of like mindset that they can do anything when the ball's in their stick. And, it's been proven every game now. Alyssa Johnson with the Twizzler in game 1, and now King with the scoop shot. I think that's awesome. So
after you play, follow-up question, how do you cultivate that in practice? Because I've kind of grown up playing lacrosse, I always had coaches who said, if you can do it in practice, then I'll let you do it in a game kind of thing. And so we were trying to be creative in practice, but there weren't necessarily always opportunities for a defender like myself or some midfielders to express that creativity. And so how do you kind of foster that in your practice?
We have defensive goals too, so one of those goals tonight, for example, we were trying a face guard, and I think that Baconti did a very great job about maintaining that and keeping 13's amount of possessions down to a minimum, which then forced their offense, to come up with different things. I also wanted the girls to understand, I wanted to see if defense could get a charge call, so playing really good defensive positioning and seeing if we can't make them make a mistake. And so I try to get the defense to be creative in those ways and try to step up and create those interceptions or step up and try that double team. I think we're seeing that on the defensive end and their involvement.
I think in the transition, you saw a lot of people jumping passing lanes. And
oh my gosh, and that's what I'm talking about.
Last season,
yes, and so I want them to be creative in the midfield, definitely on defense, and then on the offensive end, we try that in practice, and we get pumped with behind the back shots, with Twizzlers, whatever we can come up with. That's what I want to promote as a program because I know we're capable of that. So let's do it.
And you can see it on the field. The girls are having fun. Obviously, having a ton of success offensively.
It's so fun. Yeah.
I think that's all that we have.
Yeah. Well, it was a great game. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
Thank you guys.
Definitely.